Woohoo! What's going on, Rams fans? I'm freaking back, dude. I was in the friggin' wilderness, dude. Like straight up, like backwoods of West Virginia this past week. It was crazy, man. I didn't think I'd ever be that far away from a civilization, man. Nicest human beings I've ever encountered accidentally in my whole life, though. Pretty good stuff, man. But happy to be back, mainly. Happy to be back. There's a lot of chaos going on right now in the Rams world. We'll be getting into that here eventually. But this is Tuna and the Sheriff. I am Sheriff Joe Baggs, bringing in big dog Tuna. Been holding it down here, man. I appreciate you. How you been?
I can't hear a thing. There we go.
Oh,
that is wildly loud. We got to work on that.
Was that too loud? I have to. You know what? I'm gonna. If you can hear me for that whole part, just so that I'm back.
No. It's can hear you. I can also hear what that guy was digesting while he was making the music. Everything was loud. But hey, you got to enter with a bang. That's okay. I need to shut the hell up. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We reconvened here because there were some technical difficulties because the state of Colorado was having some
friggin' dude
power issues. Today we had a lot on slate before the news that came out about an hour ago. Yes, we will be talking about the Puka Nacua situation. I don't want to just lead off with that. It's Tuesday. I want some good vibes. There's a lot that Sheriff Joe Baggs has missed since last week in the Rams world. So I would like to spend a little time that we can all catch him up. And yes, this is a new setup, not a new room. Come out, Kobe. I moved things around because I was not happy with where I was sitting. I need a little bit more daylight. I need some more vitamin D when I was sitting here at the desk. So pause. I already know mood deep. Stop. Don't even.
It's already typing. At backspace, mood deep. Backspace. You're good. We get it. All right. You good. I feel like I'm like a day one Rams fan now, though, man. I feel like I'm so out of practice, man. I don't even know. Am I doing it right? Am I doing okay already?
You're doing okay. You're doing okay, but we're glad to have you back. I hope that your stay was very good. Are you refreshed and recharged, ready to talk Rams football?
I'm way more tired than I was before I left, but you know what? I'm ready to talk some Rams football. That's for sure.
We got a lot to go through. The first things I do want to talk about, though, I did not get to go to it, and I'm a little bummed out by it. So here in LA, there was a flag football game. There were some Devontae Adams was a part of it. Kyle Shanahan, Kyle Juszczyk. You got some NFC divisional foes involved there as well. Nothing really to talk about crazily from there, except for I did see this one tweet that I thought was hilarious because the whole thing, the takeaway was that the NFL players can't do flag football and they're so bad. And this clip is of Jalen Hurts actually throwing a pick six. And the tweet is what sent me. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't care. It's flag football. It's like a charity event. Tweet said, brutal decision by Kevin Patullo here. You just can't have that. Former Eagles OC still taking shots for Jalen Hurts' play. Man, that is brutal. I hate Twitter, but I love Twitter sometimes. That is hilarious. Brutally hilarious.
Man.
So there was flag football. Did you catch any highlights from that at all?
I caught some highlights, man. It was pretty cool to see. It was kind of funny. The first tweet that I saw of all of this, of the entire flag football thing was like, damn, the Raiders' best quarterback last year was one of their owners. That sucks. Like, that's tough business, man. You want those guys on the football field. But then I saw the Jalen Hurts pick six, which was one of those throws where it's like, yeah, that's Jalen Hurts. I mean, are we supposed to be shocked by that? It's like, that's who he is. Like, that's what he does that in the NFL. I don't know what we're talking about. It's like, why is that a highlight? It's like, that's just business as usual if you're Jalen Hurts. So.
The other highlight from the opposite end of things, Devontae Adams did catch a few touchdowns. He had a deep one from Jaden Daniels. Kamal Kobe hit it around the head. There was a big one from Joe Burrow to Devontae Adams, who said before the game, hey, really, really looking forward to playing with him. Always wanted to throw him a pass, which is really cool.
That's the thing, though. That's never going to happen with us because we've already also heard that Devontae is just going to call it when Stafford does. So
unless you're like, hey, man, I know Stafford's leaving, but we're bringing it anyways. We won't go there. let's burn through catching you up. The other part that I thought you would like, I think is super cool, not football related, but everyone's talking about in sporting news. Maryland coach Brenda Freese. Did you see this at all? Did you see this?
I did.
Yeah. I'll play with no sound, but you just got an instance of just everyone collectively across the sports world recognizing that maybe on the surface it looks like, damn, she's getting yelled at. Nah, this is love. This is pure, unadulterated. I care about you. I love you. Somebody even got the quote of what she was saying, talking about like time for you to lock in. Like this is tough coaching without being, just yelling at her to yell at her. I thought it was really, really cool. It got me amped up. Like I want this coach on my team. Like that's phenomenal coaching.
This is one of those situations where I feel like the average person sees this and they're like, "Oh my goodness, what is going on?" And it's like, and that my first is like, "Oh, you've never been in sports." Like that's like this is coaching here. Like I don't know, man. This like, it surprised me to see the reaction to it because it's like I don't know. It's that little quote. I don't know if you watched the 10-year anniversary of Ram Showcase, but Carl. Come on. We're not doing that. Come on, man. Relax. Sorry. Carl's been chaos since I've gotten back. But Peo shared that little clip that was me talking about. It's like that Jared Goff, it was better for him to go to Detroit where he's got the coach that's talking about biting off kneecaps and stuff like that. Because from my perspective, I always said that it's like some people thrive under that, like, hey, you can do it, man. Go get them. You can put anything you put your mind to. Like whatever you got to do. Like I don't respond to that. Come on, Carl, lock in. But I don't respond to that. I need somebody that looks at what I'm doing and is like, dude, get your head out of your ass and go make the play. Like that's what you're like. You're right. Sorry. Like, I respond to that. Like, let's go kick some ass, man. Like, so I don't know. That's, everybody responds to something different. If you've ever played like NFL head coach, you kind of know that like you can give like the whole team one kind of speech and then some guys plus and some are minus. It's like maybe this one's a big plus. All right. So I don't know. But again, that's going back to my first comment there. That really was my first thought. Anybody who was like, that is absolutely ridiculous. You don't talk to somebody who's like, it's like, oh, you've never been in sports. You don't get it. You don't know.
I said to my girlfriend. I said to my girlfriend, I was like, yo, when I'm having a bad day, I need you to yell at me like this.
Oh,
like
that'd be awesome. You know how fast I'd lock in.
Like, woo, all right, you're right.
All right.
Now,
sure.
And I'm pretty sure I know some people had mentioned the breakdown was great. I'm pretty sure I've got the right. I had originally saw the quote that came from it, but just quickly doing a quick perusing of what the lip reading was from. Roughly, I need you to lock in. Stop being distracted. I believe in you, but you've got to want this moment. This isn't my story. All right. And then the player after was like, yeah, I love being coached that way. Like I asked her to do that.
That was the best part of seeing the player come out and just be like, yeah, I like that. Come on.
Like now. Come on. Okay. So next thing, not to go too rapid fire, we keep the people entertained. What is Carl doing?
You know what? He's just going to be part of
that's a big lad.
Dude,
who else?
Oh, he's a big boy.
You know who else is a big boy? Laurel Murchison.
Merch. Oh,
big merch.
I'm so fired up about this.
Yeah, this happened while you were gone. We were going to talk about it yesterday, but Laurel Murchison, you can't spell Laurel without LA, baby. He signs a 1-year deal. He is back in the rotation. I think he's got that slot behind Braden Fisk as of right now before the draft. That's kind of where he is most, but he will play inside and the 5-tech, the edge portion as well. I think it's great. I think this is awesome. They know him, love him. I thought he always does well in preseason and training camp. Just kind of made sense. Great free agency pickup for the Rams. Thoughts, sir?
Merch is so dope, man. As a rotational piece, I absolutely love it. You see his tweet there too. It says, "I bleed blue and yellow for sure." LFG, man, I love that. So obviously he's fired up to be back. I don't think it's the last of the former Rams to be re-signed, but I'm super excited to see Merch back. Again, just a great rotational piece. You get him rushing the passer in there with, giving BY or V8 a little bit of he can play kind of all over the place too. He can play more inside too, kind of fill in for that. Like he can he can do the edge, but he can also play that D end role like you were talking about. So, yeah, definitely a good person to have in our defensive line rotation, rushing after the passers, man. And also just one of those guys who just kind of seems to just buckle down and just do it, man. He makes the plays when we need him to make the plays. He doesn't get a lot of reps, obviously, because of the roster that we do have. But when he's out there, man, he does what he needs to do. I'm glad to see him back.
Absolutely. Loving this. Who else? Who do you think is next on that past Ram or like most recent Rams needs to be re-signed pickup? Who do you think is next on the list? Yeah, just throw a name out there.
I'm going to guess one of the offensive linemen. Questenberry is probably my go-to there, but I mean, obviously, we all kind of are just waiting for Troy Reader to get signed back. So
that was what I was going to say. Troy Reader.
Yeah.
Troy Reader is going to happen.
Seems like a thing.
In I guess Rams news, Rams did their best to make it about them. Let's just be honest about it. Extended Seattle Seahawks. This is now in sports media world. This is old news. This is damn near last year because it happened 2 days ago. But JSN signs a $168.6 million contract over 4 years, makes it the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history, as reported by Schefter and whoever else I'm supposed to say. And Rams fans ran with it, saying, well, because Seattle beat him to the punch, now Puka's going to cost more. Now that's, you can't get him for cheaper than this. Now you got to go to 45 million or 46 million a year. And that's even without today's allegations that came out per TMZ, which we will be talking about here shortly in a little bit. But before we get to that, what was your reaction to the JSN signing? And does this really impact as much as fans are upset about the Puka negotiations?
Yeah, so my initial thought, obviously, on JSN getting his deal, I mean, it was 2 days after they picked up his 5th-year option. I haven't seen the full structure of it to see if that, he's going to play under that 5th-year option or if that got wiped for the extension. I do know that the last year of his contract is voidable, so these numbers are ultimately not going to be real. They are real today, but, I mean, depending on how the next however many years go for him, that last year is going to get voided, and it's just going to get restructured somehow else. So, I mean, it looks like a major crazy, like, oh my God, he's the highest paid receiver and stuff like that. And he is. I mean, that's awesome. But again, that voidable year in there definitely makes things shiftable. But I'll also say this. I think that that Puka was always going to be either in this range or above this range. The timing of JSN getting signed, I don't think is going to impact the potential number that Puka was going to be looking at for his extension. I also feel like the Rams, historically speaking, and I don't know exactly what the thought process is on it, but historically speaking, the Rams have liked to get guys in at camp before giving them their extensions. So Seattle jumping on it and doing it in March. I mean, cool, good for them. That's awesome, I guess. But I think that we were always going to wait till training camp probably. And then you get stuff like today coming out. So, I mean, it's like you see the JSN thing and it's like, oh my God, Puka's going to need to make more. We just burned ourselves. And then he's out here, doing crazy stuff. So now it's like, well, is he going to make, how much is he going to make? Like, I don't know how to negotiate that contract if you're less, man. Like, it's like, yeah, on one hand, he's absolutely phenomenal. He's the best player in the NFL. But on the other hand, what is he doing? So yeah, it's so back and forth, man. And I don't know exactly what we're going to see when it comes to Puka's contract. I think it's going to be very incentive based on what we've learned. That's just a guess, though. We'll see.
Snip, snap, snip, snap. That's all I was thinking about. I actually saw something. Shout out to this guy, football stats guy, the guy who is the facing CEO of sticktothemodel.com, the site that I've been blabbering about all offseason. He posted this last night. JSN in 2026, $42 million a year on $301 million cap, 14% of the cap. Tyreek in 2022 at that time was the highest paid wide receiver. His number actually more of the cap than what Jason's current contract is at the time. Every record-breaking deal is just keeping pace with inflation. That is true.
Yes.
Although it is wild, if you look back 10 years ago, if you said, hey, the top paid wide receiver in the league would be making over $40 million a year, you'd be laughed at. You'd be laughed at. Like, I won't get that high. But these TV deals are just going insane. International deals as well keep pumping in more cash into the NFL. So these guys get money. Like I told other people earlier in the week on another podcast, I was talking to Ryan on LAFB on Monday, and before we even get into the allegations and all this stuff of the off the field things with Puka, I can't believe we're talking about off the field shit with a Rams player.
So done.
If there's one contract, like one of the people who I don't care about making quarterback money, it's Puka, like just based on the on-field play. It could be 40, 45, 50. Like, I don't care. It's within the realm of percentages of the cap. He's the face of not just the team, of the league. Like, I don't really care. Like, I'm more akin to worried about Byron Young's contract or Steve Avila's contract than I am this one. Before today. Just say
that's the thing too. And I've already seen the overreaction from Rams fans talking about trade them and stuff like that. And I mean, if you were going to do it before the contract, I guess, because then you're forcing a team to give up assets as well as burn a contract. But yeah, you're absolutely right on the numbers and stuff like that. We'll get into that kind of stuff here in a bit. But it's like I was looking at Sam Bradford's contract for when we drafted him, $50 million guaranteed. And that was like, God dang. Now today that'd be like, nice bargain. Hell yeah. Like
bargain.
It was a 6-year, $78 million deal for Sam AB.
Sucker. He signed that. What an idiot.
Yeah, and that sucked too, because that was like the last of like the big contracts for first overall picks. And then like the next year, whoever was drafted 2011 first overall was like not that big of a contract. Is like, cool. So the Rams are terrible for many, many years and just drop billions of dollars on all their high draft picks. But yeah, so yeah, and I don't know, man. It's like, I'm gonna be mad if we trade them. There's so many moving pieces to this situation right now. But I will say, going back to like our initial talk here and your JSN and stuff like that, is like the fact that I just don't think that JSN becoming like getting that record deal was like, oh, we screwed up because we were too late. And it's like, I just don't think that was the case. I really don't. I think that we on purpose, we're not going to give him his contract in March. I just don't think that was ever going to happen. But also, I just think he was always going to beat. That's also the thing. It's like, we want to say like Seattle beat us to the punch here. Maybe the Rams were waiting for this to happen just so they can kind of be like, all right, well, this is what JSN was at. And that was also, I mean, we think that Puka could have won Offensive Player of the Year last year, but it's like, we can also have that as like a negotiating tactic, honestly, of like, he got his deal. It's like, yeah, but he got that, you know, like, and again, I'm not trying to sit here and like try to find ways to say that JSN's better than Puka. That's why he deserves more money or anything like that. Cause I don't pocket watch around here, man. Make your money, man. That's do your thing, man, whatever it is. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. And we see your guys' comments, every comment that's been relevant to, I think thinking of probably like 7 minutes or so, 8 minutes, closer to 25, 30 on the hour. We'll talk about the Puka situation, let more folks get in here. But also wanted to make sure we're caught up with Joe, since he has been on ice and not knowing what's happening. Yeah. One of the big conversations that you did miss in the last few days. A lot of Rams fans, I'm very happy that I think there's a big majority that respect parts of the game that I thought that most didn't pay attention to. I'm actually quite proud of a large part of the Rams community, and that's coming to the defense of Warren McClendon. PFF, ESPN, NFL are on record doing mock drafts and saying how much the Rams need a right tackle because Big Rob retired. And although we respect Big Rob and love him, no one is talking about what McClendon has done. And you know what happens when the big media puts it out there? Now it's a conversation. So there are some fans saying, got to draft depth, take a tackle at 13. I'm a big proponent saying I think that's nonsense. It makes zero sense for how the Rams do build. Let's say they want someone sure to maybe start in 2 or 3 years and be competition for McClendon at that right side. But I don't think it's the Rams' way to do it at pick 13. Do you feel otherwise, or am I speaking to the choir here?
You know, I think a little bit of both, actually. I would say that I don't think that the Rams go offensive line in the first round. I think that would be not a waste of a pick, because I think that, I mean, who knows what that person develops into. I don't think it's impossible considering the lack of needs for the Rams that they don't say like, hey, we really like this guy. We're like, instead of paying McClendon another contract, we're going to get this guy on the bench for a year. And then after this, he's going to be our guy. And we got a right tackle that we can use a 5th-year option on here in a few years. And then we don't have to pay a guy like McClendon or let McClendon walk kind of thing. So I do think that that's technically an option. I just think that the way that the Rams are approaching the 2026 season feels very much, I mean, I hate to keep using the term all in, but it does feel like they are going for it this year. So if you feel like you can go for it this year, use that 13th overall pick on a guy that you think you can rotate in and out on at a spot somewhere instead of just a backup for the future. And I've talked about that a lot this offseason, and kind of like after that loss to Seattle, of like the Rams are in a position to make a push for it. So it's not necessarily that you want to ignore future years, but you pay a little bit less attention to future years because you're so worried about this one. And if focusing on the 27, 28, 29 seasons means that the 26 season is not as good, I just don't think that that's in the cards for the Rams this year. So for that reason, I don't think that we try to fill in backups. I think that we try to get a player that can help us actively on a football field this year, and you don't rotate offensive linemen. So
beautifully said. I can't sit here and say, hey, the Rams won't take a tackle at all in the first round, because it may not be a pick 13. What if they trade back to pick 25 and then move up into early second, late first again, and they got 2 players in the top 32? Like, who knows what they'll do? Them going all in. The thing I keep trying to remind people is we get so infatuated with, like, oh, when they go F them picks, they do A, B, and C, or they have to go get this guy because this is what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
Even when they've adopted best player available or F them picks, they go based on what's going to help them win this year, not what helped them win previously. Like, if there's one thing we love about the team is that they do evolve and keep pushing forward, for better or for worse sometimes. This iteration of it, whatever pick spot they end up in come draft day, they're going to take best player available. And I don't think we need to get so fixated on the position of the player and of it being a need. I can see Snead and McVay just take it like, hey, if it is a tackle, cool. If it's a linebacker, cool. If it's an edge, is he that damn great at football? And can we figure out how to win a lot of damn football games with him? I think that's the true best player available approach. And I think that can be extended to tackle under the right circumstances.
Yeah, totally reasonable, man. I mean, I think Kamal had a good comment. It says there is an argument that we don't normally get a shot at the early round tackle talent. So I mean, that's an incredibly great point, that like, if you feel like you can never get up this high to get the kind of players that you want for future whatever, then like this is kind of the perfect time to do it. But I mean, you kind of said it there. Like I've said a billion times, man, I feel like if the Rams can get a player they feel like can help them this year, I think that's kind of the pick. And in fairness, the 2027 season might suck. It might be so lame. We might be eating stuff, man. We might have to eat some contracts. We may have to deal with some stuff in 2027 like we did in 22. But guess what? I wasn't mad about it, man, because 21 was so fire, man. So it's like, if 27 sucks, but 26 is a Super Bowl ring, then I'm okay with that, man. It's like I always talk about that with like a hangover, where it's like, dude, my Sunday has to suck because my Saturday was so cool. Like, that's how it's just the universe evening itself out. All right. So maybe we'll have to do that again, but I don't know. I do see both sides, but I also just don't think that the Rams are locked in of like, this is what we're doing. That's it. It's like, we're going to, I think that we could be sitting at 13 and say like, okay, this person went 1, this guy went 2. Okay. The guy we wanted went 9. What do we want to do now? Do we, the guy that who's second on our board at 13 still, or do we feel like we want to move back? Who's willing to move back, and what are they willing to give? Is it something that you think is worth it to move back for a shot still at that guy? Cause you don't know what, 16, 17, 18 are going to do. So there's too many moving pieces to it, man. And I just feel like if anything, that's kind of why I like to just sit back and watch. I don't need to guess right. I don't need to guess what the Rams are going to do to feel good about myself. I'm fine to just sit back and wait, see what happens, and then just root for whatever new Rams show up onto our roster. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. That being said, we are not a pair of dweebs that get mad. Like, I didn't pick my guy. They screwed up. Like, no, they like, hey, like, you are the GM. You know what to do. I like that player now. Love that player. Best pick ever. Every single time. But I will say, we talked about this before too. This is Kevin Dotson's quote that felt very relevant from training camp. And then Warren McClendon's pressure rate allowed through his regular season 10 games. Sounds pretty damn good to me. USA Expat does have an interesting comment that if somebody is able to come in and beat McClendon, I mean, then shit, we were wrong. And McClendon's not that good, but now you got at least one swing tackle. You know what I mean?
You can always improve. There's maybe a few spots on this Rams roster that I don't feel like we can actively get better at. Quarterback, I don't see anybody that we can get better at quarterback going into the season. It'd have to be somebody absolutely insane, and even then, I'm not sure if it's even possible.
You say quarterback?
Yeah, it's like we can't get better there. I mean, we can get better at depth, but we can't get better.
Man, hold on. Drew Aller is much better than Matthew Stafford. Come on, now.
Well, obviously.
Drew Aller is like he is the biggest what if that I've ever heard from people trying to convince me that he is incredible.
They say Ty Simpson's the best quarterback in the draft now, and it's like, guys, what are we doing in March? What are we doing in March, guys? Stop it in March. What are we doing? What did you see that you missed this whole season where you're all of a sudden like, oh my God, he's actually incredible. Like, all the games already.
I was so looking forward to just jumping on the hate train for Dan Orlovsky today before the Puka stuff came out, and I know we're gonna have to talk about it. Just really quickly though, the point that I'm so frustrated, and a fan asked me like, why are you hating on him? It's his opinion. It's like, it has nothing to do with the film. It has nothing to do with like his actual opinion. I even called it last week of like, oh, soon is going to become not just lying season, lying month, but it's where do you work? What do they need? ESPN is incapable of letting the first overall pick go unmarketed and untalked about. It's too. We've talked about 2 through 32 this entire time.
Yeah.
You got to spice up number 1. It's too set in stone. Dan is a great ESPN team player, and he's doing his job. Does he deserve death threats and stuff? No, but does he deserve to be called out for being an ESPN team player? 1,000%. Like, come on, man. We know what you're doing.
It's kind of hilarious though to like in March just throw a grenade into the like it's like one of those things where it's like everybody's agreed. It's like, oh yeah, Mendoza, obviously clear cut number 1. And then like months go by, and then Dan's like, well, hold on a second, man. It's like, nah, dude, you stop it, man. Like, but that's the thing too, is that like the only people that get fired up about that, the people that are like, oh my God, what is he talking about? Are the people that are just like, that don't understand that this is just the season for that. It's like, you got to create the chaos, man. You can't just let for one have no drama whatsoever. Like, what are they gonna do? 1 minute into the clock, they're gonna announce the pick. It's like, no, they're gonna sit there, twiddle their thumbs until minute 14, and then be like, all right, turn in the card. Like, you know, they got to create the drama, man. Even though the NFL is already the best drama that there is in existence.
USA Expat I see is talking about. Actually, I want to talk about that a little bit later of the running back situation. Yeah, I want to talk about that later, but let's dive into it.
Okay.
Puka Nacua, report from TMZ. A woman in Los Angeles claims Puka Nacua made an anti-Semitic comment and later bit her so hard he broke her skin. Allegations the Rams superstar says are total BS. Right now, as it stands, this is a situation that happened in December. So if there's any silver lining, this isn't recent. This didn't happen last week. It came out today. Because I believe it's from the alleged victims reporting went to TMZ, and it's coming out now. When I read through this, they did mention that they claim Puka's team threatened to go to TMZ and media to clear up misrumors, which is like a weird thing to say. They threatened. It's like, no, that's kind of their job of like, yeah, if we feel you're lying about something, we're going to go to those outlets and also clean up reports. And then they did their normal job of saying, nope, we debunk these. Everyone's reading into it of like every detail. The whole point, like obviously we have to wait until more details come out. I told you off camera, and I've made my point very clear, loud already on Twitter, that regardless of whether he did this, that, or the other, Puka Nacua seems to have a habit of just allowing too much access to more people than he should as a 24-year-old NFL superstar. I know it's hard to say, emphasis on 24, but Puka, stop going outside. No more outside. No more outside. You go inside. He stays inside forever. You lock him up. Go sleep at McVay's house the rest of the offseason. That's it.
Yeah. I need Devontae to call him and be like, yo, man, you're with me the rest of the offseason.
Go sleep on the Taco Bell floor, wherever Tay's house is. Something.
Honestly, I do want to address this comment real fast, though, just because I do feel like this is going to be a bit of a trend of a topic here. TMZ is fully a respectable place, and when they release news, it's totally realistic to believe it. So I think your comment is a little bit too much on one side there. I think it's one of those things where we don't want to believe something. But also, I do think that TMZ is one of those places that they're reporting what they're hearing. They're not making this up. They're reporting what they're hearing. It's very possible that that TMZ could absolutely come out and say like, "Hey, yeah, it turns out that we got more information, and this is what happened. Puka's fine or whatever." But TMZ is absolutely a legitimate news source. So, just gonna put that out there.
They will report on, they will like show validity of like, hey, this came from a source, and they will name said source, but they won't wait until like the facts are out. They will just run with the source. Like I get that. It's a fine line. It's a fine line.
I saw TMZ was first on Chuck Norris, like stuff like that. I mean, it's not like a fake source, like they don't just put out to get clicks. They are hearing something from somewhere. So I guess ultimately where my yeah, exactly.
I will believe them more than like Fox News. I'll say that. Like
for sure.
Believe TMZ
absolutely more. Man, like legitimately way more credibility.
CNN, like I'll believe TMZ more.
But what I'll say about this is the fact that we've officially only gotten one side of the story. That obviously is a pretty big accusation or situation that is unfolding here with Puka Nacua. Obviously, there's been a little bit of a history with this specific topic, but that was on a where I feel like Puka was kind of put in a situation where he didn't really fully understand, which goes back to Tuna's point of stop allowing access to everything, to yourself, to everyone, just because some people aren't looking out for you. Some people are trying to get views onto their sites and their channels and stuff, and you're kind of the punching bag for that or whatever. So that's pretty tough, but I would say ultimately I'm waiting for more information. There's already conflicting information that we've seen. TMZ said that the bite broke skin, and then they show a bite that didn't break skin and stuff like that. So there's already conflicting information. I'm waiting for more stuff to come out. But just like shout out member Ray here, fingers crossed that this.
At least let me take down the Puka news before you do that.
No, absolutely not. We're getting this mess resolved quickly. We're still on topic. Figure it out, dude. Pull yourself together. The situation is very fresh, very new. So I'm not throwing anybody under any buses or anything until we get more information until something's settled. So
I thought he was a super chat, and so I was like, "Don't."
No,
I was like, "Man, I don't." Yeah, no. I thought it was a super chat. I was like, "Oh man, I don't want a super chat to be with it." I was like, "We'll give him a shout out without Puka's face." But I'm
he's good.
Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray.
So yeah, I think that ultimately that's where I'm at, is that we've gotten half the story. Maybe we may be at 10% of the story, or we may be at 70%. It's hard to tell. The good news is that we are in March, and there's plenty of time for this to kind of get settled in before camp starts, before we need Puka to be available and focused on the gridiron. So
One thing that I don't think will be said enough is both of us, a bunch of other creators, other talking heads are going to run with this as if it's either true or completely false, which is not fair for either party because when you're in the public light, it's a shit show, which is what one party probably wanted. That being said, I'm usually a proponent of not believe all victims, but like no, innocent until proven guilty. But also there are a lot of predators, a lot of people that abuse their superstardom. We're hoping it's not that case. The problem is it's believable. And not to beat this dead horse, but even with the last thing, the streaming deal with Puka, it's a immature thing to just allow access to everyone. Like you said, not everyone has your best interest because the second that you fuck up, like if I screwed up around Joe, he's not gonna go and tell everybody. He's keep it in house. He'll backhand me in private, but it's not a public affair. But if I'm out with like 12 other strangers who like know people who don't like me or just, oh hey, Puka's here, this happened, I don't care about him. Like go get your bag. You leave yourself open to those situations. This is not the first time Rams have had to have conversations with him, even prior to the streaming thing. Like they see it, like they know who their guy is in house, and you just hope that maybe that December window of stuff, whatever is going on in his personal life, you hope it's sorted out and that he turns a corner and that it's just football. Like,
yeah,
you want him to be a Ram, and this is not Rams thing. What do you think McVay said when he saw this report, by the way, when he first caught wind of this back in December? What do you think McVay said to him and then in private to himself?
I can picture his face. It's like a scary face. It's like that look of like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I feel like that's exactly what it was of like, what is going on? Like, and it's the thing too. Like, I think I honestly like, and this is an approach that I take a lot of times. I think that is there anybody out there that's looking at Puka and sitting him down going, are you okay, man? Like, is everything good? Like, what's going on? Like, is there anybody that's doing that? Because I also think that this kind of stuff, if it's true, but also just the fact that he's putting himself in situations for this to be some sort of accusation, if it's not true, I mean, there has to be something. It's like, are you good, man? Like, what is going on with you? Is the stardom getting to you? Is it just like work hard, play hard kind of thing? And we're just, when it's football, it's all football, but when it's play, it's all play. Like, because eventually, man, like you gotta figure that out. But I also think that we're, like you said, man, we're dealing with the 24-year-old, and I don't think that can be overstated. I don't care how talented these guys are, how much in the public eye they are, still a 24-year-old, he's not, I remember me at 24, and oh my God, was I a dumbass. Yeah. So, I mean, dude, you put me in a situation where I'm one of the most famous football players in the world. Yeah, I'm probably making a billion mistakes, dude. So I like the fact that he's holding it. He's doing better than I would. I'll be honest, man. I'll just say that at 24. Oh my God, dude, I was an idiot, man. So I don't know. There's so many parts to that, man. I just hope he's okay. That's my main concern. I hope he's okay.
I can't. I can't. I think he's not the first superstar, and he's not the first person in that building in particular. Like if there's other buildings, if it's like the Browns, if it's like the Dolphins in their shit show, to a degree.
Every person's different, man. Every single person's different. Everybody comes from a different place.
The reason I say that is because it is this building. If there's one thing I'm typically a homer about is the culture of like, okay, we are at least recognizing that there's some bullshit going on in your personal life. Like, let's address it. I don't think this is a situation where they're like, he'll figure it out, or we'll just punish him. I don't see that coming from McVay and the team. I don't see that coming from artists in the PR department. I think there's contingency plans in place for this, like to where they can go like this if things really are that bad. I just think it's a good thing that contract talk doesn't happen until summer, like finalized potentially. It does. Do I think it's like, oh no, or they're going to trade him now? No, but I do think there's some major stipulations in there of like, hey man, we want to give you $45 million a year, but like, do you see how this looks? Like
Yes.
you can't go outside now. Like people think that you're anti-Semitic, hands down. They think you hate Jewish people.
That's never going to go away.
It's
we've had two major incidences in the last year. That's never going to go away.
Yeah, and unfortunately, one is I was out there saying it's not his fault. I'm putting blame on those streamers because I'm too familiar with them and I know they used him. And it's the same thing where you potentially are getting used again because you're allowed yourself to be around folks that were not going to take care of you. Case in point. And to my part of saying it's different in the Rams world is because they do prep you. Like he's not the first superstar to come through there. Like they show you ways to like, bro, you can have your fun, just not with everyone. Like not everyone deserves to have fun with you. And he has to learn that. And maybe December was that period where he's learning that hard lesson, unfortunately. That being said, I hope it's not true. And I hope it's made up because I hate when just gross if it is.
Well, it's just unfortunate that this is even a conversation that we have to have about our team at this stage. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I'll always go back to that. It's like it's in every situation's individual. I don't care if it's all in the Rams organization. Logan Bruss was supposed to be a good offensive lineman. That didn't happen. You know, the whole situation was that he was going to be awesome. Bo Limmer was supposed to be good. He was good for a whole year, then fell into a bummer. Like, I don't know, man. So it's, yeah, it sucks. I'm with you though. I hope it's not true. I hope that there's something that comes out and it's like, that's ridiculous. Cause like even now that I've seen the pictures of the bite mark, which I've saw about 10 minutes before we started here. It doesn't look like a real bite mark. I don't know, man. It's just me trying to, it's just me like feeling like
mind you,
trying to find holes in the story.
We're not picking sides. Really not picking sides. Really not. Cause I am every damn day a proponent of like, no, I don't care how big of a star you are. If you're a monster and you're fucking gross, bro, get the fuck off my team. Like if that's true. That being said, just looking at a pure photo, I sent it to my girl. I was like, is that the front of the teeth? I was like, in the imprint, I was like, it's a weird looking imprint. It's a weird looking imprint. It's perfect too. It's every tooth.
And in a perfect circle. I don't know, man.
There's food in there somewhere. Like there's a kernel. Like I need to know what they ate that night.
It is definitely weird, but I would say, going back to it, as I think that my most my loyalty is with the truth. Wherever that happens to lie, whether that's with Puka, whether with somebody else. But also, I mean, it's man, but I battle with it so much. Because I just want the Rams to win football games, but I want it to be with good people that it's easy to root for. You know, I don't know.
Is it too much to ask for? I have one simple ask moving forward from Puka. Mm-hmm. Stop going outside.
Yeah.
No more outside.
Let's at least not bite the general public. I think that's a reasonable thing to ask from your NFL team, but
no more outside. None of it.
Yeah. No more biting. That's crazy that you have to talk to your NFL wide receivers like they're kindergartners. It's like, all right, no biting.
Nah, I'm seeing. All right, we've now already reached the part of the where
is this happening? This is where the internet's gotten.
I just refreshed it. I'm saying. I don't want to dive into it. All I'm saying is that we've reached the portion where the rest of the general NFL fandoms and accounts have grabbed onto the topic and are doing their internet thing. Yeah. We'll get off this just because it's, we're going to make light of a potential serious situation, but
yeah. We were talking, well, that's fair. Actually, that's, we buy kneecaps, not shoulders. Is that?
But yeah, from a legal standpoint, right now everything is hearsay. Nobody made it clear about what evidence there is. Is there evidence besides what we're presented from TMZ? Is there more context that they're leaving out intentionally? We don't know. But needless to say, it is very frustrating that somebody who is on the verge of being the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, if I type in his name in the news, it's nothing good. It's not about his on-field play. And that does warrant a conversation. Like, what do you do if you're the Rams? If you're in this situation, and what if, let's just play worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. What if there's validity to this and he is at fault he's a criminal for some of these things. What do? Do you just ride with it? Do you resign him for less? What's the contingency plan? Like, I genuinely am curious because I don't know.
I think that what the Rams would do, if I had to guess, is give him a incentive heavy contract that is rather short, probably like a 2-year. That's pretty incentive based. And then just kind of be like, dude, and you can write contracts in pretty crazy ways, man. You can say like, hey, this, like, you can't do streams that are not team approved. You can't do like these kind of events. There's a PR
minimum film hours, less Call of Duty time. We've seen it in the division.
Yep. We've seen we could see it be they could even be like, you know what, man, even with all this extra stuff, we're gonna bring up the fact that your injury history too, and we need you to make sure that you start 15 games to be able to make this number, and you need this many receptions to hit this number. And it's like, so it's going to look like a big contract and like he's making so much money, but only if like everything happened. It's like everybody's talking about like the Patrick Mahomes contract, and it's like, oh my God, $500 million. And it's like, yeah, that's only if he wins MVP and Super Bowl every year and like goes undefeated. So he's not going to make that much money. Like,
he's got a great track record so far.
Yeah, but he's already not on track for the 500 million. So it's just one of those. I think it will be incentive based. I think that it could be a shorter contract. We saw the 4 years, one of them being voidable for the JSN deal. I don't think that's impossible. The Rams would just be like, all right, 1 year, massive number, very incentive based. Let's see. We need you to stay out of the headlines, my guy. Then we'll make you. We'll give you the deal that you want, but we need to be able to trust you, man. The only thing is the fact that he's been doing this production under a fifth round salary. I mean, so he's already not made anything. So
yeah, that's the scary thing is what happens when you give an unloaded gun out in the public. It does create chaos, but what if you add some bullets in that chamber by way of like, here's some millions of dollars for you to go be a big kid. And I'm speaking as like worst case scenario of like, what if he is not a great person? And it's frustrating that we're even having this conversation. I hate it, but again, claims don't equal guilt.
True.
And we'll leave it at that.
Well, and I'll say this too, as my closing comment on the Puka Nacua news is my loyalty is to the Rams. Whatever they decide is best. With the Puka Nacua situation or any other player's situation that matter. My interest is in the Rams. Players come and go. The Rams are forever. I was a fan before Puka Nacua. I will be a fan long after Puka Nacua, no matter how many years that is, whether he becomes the greatest wide receiver of all time or he plays 2 more years and then falls off because he Antonio Browned himself. Either way, my loyalty is to the LA Rams. That's it.
Damn it. Muad'Dib makes a great point too. God.
What?
I just bought my first Puka Nacua jersey this year.
I have a number 17 Puka Nacua jersey, which is pretty sick. Everybody was like, why are you getting a 17? He wears 12 now. And it's like, because no one's ever made fun of somebody for wearing an 88 Torrey Holt jersey. All right. No one's ever been like, what? He didn't even wear that very long.
I should have just stuck with Stafford as well. What I have on screen here for you is actually pretty funny because this I put this together right before those allegations came out. This is from Monday, me reacting to the reactions of why are the other content creators and YouTubers saying, oh no, now we missed out on a discount for Puka. And this was the fan reaction, which is kind of funny to read now after what we just talked about. Rams Active said they will give Puka more money because they know what he brings to the table. Pay Puka at all costs.
On the money. No, market is set.
It's just funny. It's just funny.
High paid wide receiver, well deserved too.
Mind you, this is from 24 hours ago. It is incredible how much changes. I'm curious what each person would say now. Some people are unchanged. Some people don't care. Some people already have their lines drawn, whether he's a bad person or nope, not my Pookie Bear. So
yeah.
Yeah,
that's just it too, man. Is like it. And that's, I invite you to join my thought process, not just you, Tuna, but everybody, of the fact that like you're allowed to change your opinion with more information.
Oh, yeah.
As new information comes available, you're allowed to change your opinion. Luckily, we've started seeing that in the political world a little bit, where it's like, okay, more information, turns out maybe I love this guy so much, which is good news. But it's also, like as you learn more about people and things and situations, you're allowed to change your mind. It's fine. If I say something that you absolutely hate, you're allowed to decide you don't like me, right? Or vice versa. If I eventually you watch me enough and you're like, this guy's actually not too bad, that's okay. You don't have to just like settle into your first opinion and then just like dig into it like crazy. So it's you're allowed to love what Puka Nacua brings to the football field, but also wish that he would chill the hell out off of it. those can coexist.
Well, the answer is no. Once you have an opinion, you have to stick with it forever. We all know that. But if we're going to change topics and try to end on some more fun stuff, I did have a question for you that since you were gone over the weekend, a message to everyone watching: if you have questions, please drop them in the chat. If they're pertaining to Puka, if they're pertaining to just team building, getting back to the draft and team building, definitely drop those. One question that I think is still more pressing and deserves attention is still quarterback 2. Right now, it's just Stetson Bennett manning that position. To catch you up, Jimmy Garoppolo, if you missed that, is a free agent. He had conversations with Arizona. Those, per reports, fell through because it sounded like there was a lot of steam and he was going to be the guy because of LaFleur. Ended up not happening. So what does that mean? Was it just he wants a lot of money? Does he want a bigger role? I see Muad'Dib's question. That's a great one.
It's topical too, because The Office turns 21 years old today.
Number one. How dare you?
21 years ago today that The Office premiered. So Muad'Dib with the topical.
Followed up with another great question of number 2. Who do you think you are?
Yeah,
that's a great one as well. But no, what are the options? Are we at a situation where it's like, all right, I guess we got to take a risk on some guys? Do they overpay, quote unquote, for Jimmy G to come back? What say you? Like, what are we doing at QB2, man?
Yeah, it's I think that these next, how many weeks do we got till the draft? I think it's going to tell us a lot about the Rams and their thought process on the readiness of one Stetson Bennett. I think that's kind of where we're at right now, is the Rams are telling us what they think, which I feel like is pretty common. We tend to let guys walk when we have a situation where we're looking okay in that spot, when other people are like, whoa, what are we doing? And it's like, then football games start happening. It's like, oh, this guy's good. And it's like, yeah, they knew that last year. That's why they let the expensive guy leave, so right now it's one of those spots where I personally would like to have somebody in different at QB2. But I feel like we say it every time we talk about QB2, is like, it's not a relevant position until it is, man. So it may not matter this year. It may not. If it does, then crap. But if it doesn't, then who cares? So I do think that it's completely realistic that we get Jimmy G back, though, for that spot. I think it's one of those where we probably offered him X amount of dollars, and he was probably like, well, I could maybe get some more out of that, or maybe potentially go fight for a starting role somewhere like in Arizona or something like that. But then it's always one of those where I feel like come July, come training camp time, it's going to be one of those where it's like, hey, Jimmy, you still trying to hit that number? Are you still trying to go find a starting job? He's like, nah, I'll be back up again. And I was like, all right, come on back, man. So I do think that we get Jimmy back, but it's also not critical. We're in March right now. We don't have football games for a little while, so we don't have to lock in QB2 in March. So it's okay.
Yeah, we're at a spot where in free agency where it's kind of like everyone's had conversations. Everyone knows where they stand with each player.
Yep.
If they were interested in Kirk Cousins, I see Aiden with that comment. I know it's been tossed around. I talked to Brock over at Rams on SI. He's got his thoughts on Kirk Cousins. He absolutely hates him.
Yeah, same.
I'm looking right now at the Rams depth chart from opening day last year, and I don't know if you want me to pull it up here as well. It's not
Yeah.
like it's breaking news or anything, but I'm looking at it because we're hyper focusing on the current depth chart and where the holes are.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this, and with hindsight, man, there's some holes that are like needing addressed. Obviously, wide receiver 3 just didn't exist at all. But we didn't know that week when we were expecting Tutu Atwell to have like at least 500-600 yards, a few touchdowns, not under 201 touchdown. Rob is not even the starter, not even the best right tackle from this year on the depth chart right here. His backup outplayed him. Like, if we compare this to the current depth chart, do we just feel like it has holes because of where we sit right now, and we're greedy little Rams fans and we want more and more?
Mm-hmm.
or is there an actual hole at quarterback too? That was the long-winded question I was getting to. Do you think Stetson Bennett is like, hey, Rams are telling us what they think about him, he's the guy, he's next up? And do you think he actually got it?
Well, I think he's been in the offense long enough where I feel like he at least understands what we're trying to do. I think that we can probably open up the offense a little bit more for him than, I mean, I would hope so. We could open it up more than we have in the past few years. But also, he's been playing preseason. He's been playing with stripped down rosters, stripped down playbooks, everything. So it is also hard to gauge. Like, yeah, he was looking good there, but it's also like, yeah, but he had 2 reads to go through, like, against backup corners who were not in the NFL anymore. You know what I mean? So, sure, he's throwing to people, getting blocked by 4 people that are also in the same situation. But I don't know, man. It's I would say that I always go back to an NFL roster is an ever evolving organism, and never done with it. Just because you enter week 1 with your roster, that doesn't mean you need to sit with it like that the whole season. You're allowed to still make changes. And if something were to happen to Stafford in those first few games, I think that the Rams would probably make a big move. And probably if it was a situation where like Stafford's out for the year or something like that, I think we'd probably make a big move and probably try to fill that hole rather quick and aggressively. Instead of having a Stetson Bennett, start the whole year. So I guess we'll see how the Rams choose to address it. But right now, I would say if we had to go into the season with Stetson Bennett at QB2, I wouldn't be in love with it. But at the same time, we also got a freaking robot playing quarterback. So I don't even know if he can get hurt. So the immortal chamber, man.
I love when you say things like that, like they're fact, and nothing. There's no such thing as karmic, nonsense. So I'm knocking on.
I say in Colorado in March is gonna it's not gonna. No, and then it's gonna happen, and then people are like, "Yeah, well, you said that one time," and it's like, "Yeah, okay."
It's the same as right before a guy winds up for a kick when he has not missed in the last 20 kicks. It's like, well, he hasn't never. It's like, well, great. Now he's going to miss wide left, and it usually happens. So
yeah, it's funny.
There you go.
It's funny too because it's like you only bring up the long stretches like that when it really is like law of averages is going to come into play here soon, man. Like it's like you're not going to hit them all, man. Like so,
ends up being a bad move. But yeah, we got you caught up. We got the Puka news out. Yeah. How you feeling? Do you feel better now? Do you feel happy that you're back in Rams world?
I feel very happy I'm back in Rams world, man. It was weird. It was weird being away, doing not football things at all. Yeah. And then I was like all excited for yesterday, and then my friggin' power went out. It was like, oh man, man. Yeah. But oh well, we're back now. I've got the juice. Feeling good. Puka's out here doing stuff. That's cool, man. We're out here. Yeah, and there was a comment that Muad'Dib had said, like, would you rather have a slow news week? Yeah, dude. In March, would I rather have a slow news week than this news about Puka Nacua biting a woman? Yeah, man. Like, obviously.
I wanted to talk trash on Dan Orlovsky the whole time. Like
it's so easy.
I have such a bad time of just letting shit go when it comes to sports media BS.
Yeah.
Like I know it's a problem that I have. I need to let things go, but it bothers me. And I hate when I see like my followers or community like bite on stuff like that. And the clarifier for those that are confused when I'm saying the conversation today or starting yesterday, I woke up and Dan Orlovsky is like, you know what? Brandon Mendoza sucks at football, and I hate everything about him. No, like it was a great play. It literally was, hey, the number one pick can't be boring. It's too mailed in that the Raiders are going to go with him. We have nothing else to talk about because you can only do so many mock drafts and conversations over who's the best receiver, who's the best edge, like 27 times. So they send out their best soldier and Dan Orlovsky to stir up the conversation. And I truly don't believe that he is stupid. I have a hard time believing that. He's a really good team player for ESPN. He's the canary in the mine of like, hey, that idea you have, you want to be loud about it and get some clicks, go do it. And we'll push you everywhere. Because then he was on Pat McAfee, say doubling down. And the point that he made that I knew it was BS was he sat there and looked in the camera and said, Fernando Mendoza doesn't have big game performances, but Ty Simpson does. But then when you try to point out that they played face-to-face and they lost like 38-3 to Indiana, you can't bring that point up. Like he tried negating that. And to me, it's just you see where the fallacies are in your argument. Even if it's hey, I don't think he's far worse than Mendoza, you can't sit here and say that like, ooh, what if Ty Simpson should go there? And like, come on, man. Like this isn't a film opinion. This is just clicks. Like,
yeah,
like, could we be better than that? This is shit that should be coming from us, not ESPN. That's my point.
Well, it just feels like too. It's like you could. I think that the more, because I mean, I think that a lot of people at ESPN don't necessarily care as much about their personal credibility. And I think that we got evidence from that from Schefter. I think that we kind of know that they like to just stir the pot. They're fine with that. They don't care about if it ruins. Like, it's like I am a person now that whenever Schefter says something, whenever he releases news, I look for it somewhere else too. That's just the way that I am. I am. I don't trust him anymore. I really don't. And that's unfortunate because he's like literally a guy who breaks news. But yeah. I still now it's like, well, is this just an accumulation of information or is this actually something that happened? I need to know. So then I actually look for people I trust to say it. But I think that everybody at ESPN is kind of like that. They're willing to put they're willing to just say whatever, just for the clicks and stuff like that. But that's what ESPN is now. That's what they've become. It's an arguing channel and stuff like that. They try to it's just craziness. I feel like if you were trying to actually hold credibility, but also hype your opinion, you could say the line, I think that Simpson's actually closer to Mendoza than people are giving him credit for. And I think that alone is like, boom, you have credibility. You're getting your point across.
They tried that. They tried it last week and it didn't generate enough clicks. And that's why I said, wait for it.
Well, maybe it's clicks. Maybe it should be for good content. Maybe that should be your idea. Maybe that should be your goal, is to just put out something good and high quality instead of just being like, what gets people to click on our video, man? God, I hate that so much.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that? Do you feel that hate inside you?
What up,
quick? Do you feel that fire? Do you feel that fire? Join the dark side. You're becoming me. You're becoming me. You see why I get so worked up? It is.
Oh, it's funny.
I know there's a select few in here. I know Muad'Dib knows about this because we've talked about it off air. I know you understand it. But man, the second there's anything in media that's like just rumor bait, if it's Dan doing this shit, if it's Dan Orlovsky or Mike Florio talking about the Rams, I immediately am like, I'm gonna blow a fucking gasket. It's successful rage bait, but I'm trying to use my platform to fight against it. I'm trying.
What?
Trying.
What does that mean? What are we peace baiting? I like I like that phrase. It's going on a shirt. I used to have my mortal enemy in the media world.
You peace baiting me? All right.
Feels weird to say, but I think you understand it.
I'll say it again.
I had my mortal enemy in the sports media world. He's blocked me so long ago that I don't even actually know if he still does stuff. And that was Michael Fabian. He was my one, man. He was my my one that I would always be like, oh, good call, dipshit. Like, like, it was so fun, man. I remember one time, I don't remember the year, I don't remember the player, I don't remember anything, but he was like, oh, this is a clear cut. This is my number one start of the week going against the Rams defense. And it was some running back who ended up having like 6 yards. And I just like screenshotted the hell out of that. And I was tweeting him so many times. I was like, oh, good call, Michael. Way to go, Fabs. Nailed it with this one, you idiot. Like, I was just ripping him apart, man. It was so much fun. I don't even know if he's still around. Does he still do stuff?
I was gonna say that's a name I have not heard in a while. There's a few, and I try to pick my battles. I actually genuinely do. I'm not just gonna, if Nate Atkins says something that I don't agree with, I'm not gonna be like, you're an idiot, Nate, because Nate is actually doing real journalism, and he can have an opinion differing, and you can go against him. It's literally when you're just talking out of your ass. And I think who made a comment here? Mike A. Talking about he trying to explain Dan's point. I get where he started there. He started there last week, and that's super fair assessment because I agree to it to an extent as well. I don't think Fernando Mendoza is like, generational like you would tag Andrew Luck. This isn't a situation where the Raiders were intentionally like, okay, it's okay if we suck because we're getting Fernando Mendoza. That's been our week one plan. But in a situation where he is the best one and you're a team that needs a franchise guy and you need a guy with a personality like Kirk Cousins to survive the bowels that is the Raiders organization, bad juju curse, whatever is going on there, it's a match made in heaven. Like, it's perfect. You need a guy like Mendoza. Mm-hmm. So to pretend that like, I don't know, there's more controversy around this number one pick than we think, it's fabricated. There's no conversations between GMs of like, I think the Raiders are going to fuck up this pick by taking Ty Simpson and or taking Mendoza over Simpson. No one's saying that. It's not a thing anyone's saying.
True. I also think it's like you can go back to the 2016 draft class, Rams jumping up to the number one overall pick. And certainly it's possible that you go up to the number one overall pick, knowing that there's two quarterbacks up there, and then you really dive into your research and say like, all right, which one of these do we get? And I also think it's totally realistic that moving to Los Angeles, you're like, you know what, let's make some kind of big, let's just make some kind of big Sonny Weaver kind of splash here and move up in the draft because we're trying to build some excitement around, moving to Los Angeles and stuff like that. But I also don't think you move up to number one without knowing who you want. So it's like, I think that the Rams moved up to number one in 2016, knowing full well they were taking Jared Goff the entire time. I don't think that there's anything about that. I think that the Eagles were the ones that were like, well, we like them both. Whatever one they don't take, we'll go ahead and grab, or whatever that situation. Or they knew that the Rams wanted Goff, so they were like, sick, we're going to get Carson Wentz, we're good to go. And then they still created that drama, and it was the drama leading up to it the entire time of like, which one do you go with? Is it Jared Goff? Is it Carson Wentz? All that stuff. I personally liked Jared way more the entire time. I was happy about it, but I still think that like, if you were to talk to Les, I'm sure he wouldn't tell you. He'd probably say a bunch of stuff, but I think if you really got down to the nitty gritty, I don't think the Rams even try to trade up without knowing who they want at number one overall. So I think that it's one of those situations where the Raiders have known for a long time that they want Mendoza at number one. That's why the media needs to spin it into some kind of drama, because sometimes the drama of the NFL doesn't hold up like you want it to, but I think that that's okay sometimes. You don't need to flex games to try to create the best matchup for Sunday Night Football every single week. Sometimes you're going to get a bummer on SNF. That happens, whatever. It's fine. No, also, can we have some games during the day, please, too? Why are we getting the bummer games all day long? Let's
I'm tired of not paying attention to the some afternoon games.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I trying to imagine what Les would say if he had to make something up. He's like, well,
let's call it
like we used to say back in Texas, if the cow don't come home, is the milk still made of cheese? Something nonsensical like that. I don't know.
He really would say something really off the wall like that.
We got some we do have some questions back to trade stuff. I liked Will's comment about Mendoza. I'm not sure. Did you want to spend 10 minutes talking about like maybe teasing on some draft stuff before tomorrow's episode, and then we can get out of here?
Play football, but yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
what?
so
You cut out there.
I'm even more out of draft this year than I have been in the past. So
That's fair. Mendoza a better prospect than Goff was. I think it's more. Yeah, I'm not tagging generational. Like generational, legitimately needs to be like used once every 5 years.
generational
When,
tag
like,
can't fall for Goff.
no. But I know I get what he's saying that they use it. It's once a year. Like Jeremiah Love has that tag. Sonny Styles has that tag. Like people are trying to. When in reality, it's like it is once every 5 years. It should be used. Like when an Adrian Peterson comes around or a Matthew Stafford comes around. I think Mendoza is the best wide quarterback in the draft, and he makes the most sense for them. Is he a better prospect than Goff? I think in different systems, whereas Goff is, you can see him being the pocket passer, the play action guy. He's 6'5". He's got all, can make every throw more consistently than others. Whereas Mendoza has this, he has this thing, and it's almost like just the franchise quarterback thing that Stafford has, like the intangible of like he just wins. Like the whole Indiana story, when you follow it, like a lot of that was because of Fernando Mendoza. Like they went out and got him. Like they wanted Mendoza. Like Cignetti wanted him, and I think it's just a lot of shit that he can do, like off the field and in the huddle, and then in the big moments. Like I still think back to that diving touchdown against Miami in the Natty. I don't know what more you want from a guy to show you that, like, yeah, when the game's on the line, I'm gonna go fucking win this for you. Like. You're probably like scratching your head right now. I'll pull it up. It's okay.
No, you're good. No, you're fine.
I got it.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
We probably can't show it, but
That's true.
The thing with the quarterback stuff too is like, and the Raiders specifically being number one and stuff, is the fact that that like risk management. If you just go with Mendoza and he fails, then people are a lot more understanding about that. If you threw a wrench in this whole system and took Simpson and then he fails, you're the laughing stock of the NFL even longer than you have been, Raiders. So it's just a risk management thing too, that you just go with Mendoza because it's just the smart call, man.
I love how you said that.
Yeah. Also, I want to answer this question, Moody, or I will let you also, I guess. Who is your rival? My only rival is me from yesterday. If I'm not better than that guy, then I'm doing something wrong. Who's your rival?
I'm supposed to follow that up?
No, you're not. I guess you are. I don't know.
Ebbs and flows. It changes for me. Right now, it's definitely it's still Mike Florio. Mike Florio still, because like he just straight up, this is the like this play was ridiculous, by the way.
Fire.
Yeah. It's still Mike Florio. PFT, they do a lot of, they engage in a lot of the clickbait. They have to compete because they're trying to compete with ESPN and stuff. And it's obvious that like when you just have a hard on for a team that you don't like for some reason, every time he writes for the Rams is like just it's nonsense. And at that point, it just stops being journalism. So it bugs me a lot.
That's it's funny because also like the part, I don't mind Florio. He doesn't really bother me that much. I think the part that bothers me about him is that he is a lawyer and talks like one. I hate the way he freaking gets his points across, man. Like he just doesn't, he can't just like give it to you in a fun, entertaining way. He's got to be all lawyer about it. He'd be like, well, if they do that, well, then you're gonna have to do this. Like I hate that kind of like that communication aspect of it, where it's like, dude, just say what you're trying to say, bro. And why are you looking like you, like, why does your basement look like freaking Win Ben Stein's money? Like, get the hell out of here with that, man. That's too deep of a cut. That's no one's gonna get that.
That's a cut. That's a cut and a half.
No one knows Win Ben Stein's money reference in 2026. What am I doing?
I wouldn't call it breaking news, but it is relevant because we talked about the quarterback 2 situation. There is a recent signing as of the last few minutes. Zach Wilson signing with the New Orleans Saints. So their quarterback room now is Tyler Shug as the starter. And I guess a competition between Zach Wilson and Spencer Rattler, unless they plan on moving on from him. I did understand your reference, by the way, Sheriff Joe Baggs.
Did you, or did you just now Google it?
No, I remember Ben Stein.
Okay.
Always made me uncomfortable with his red eyes, dry eyes
So
commercial.
old.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's off the table. I know there's probably like 3 Rams fans somewhere crying in a Walmart parking lot, upset at this news. And I mean, this does not impact the Rams, in my opinion. I don't think they should have
No,
looked at
I don't
him.
think we were interested. I don't think we were looking.
I mean, Paulo, I don't agree, Paulo. I don't think the Saints would be an option because if he wants to be a backup, you know, what's the intention that he wants to be a backup for? You know,
well, let's not pretend like Shook wasn't looking like a decent passer. I mean, as far as that whole roster goes, I mean, that's if I'm a Saints fan, I'm fired up about him. Like we've been in that situation before where we've had a guy be kind of exciting when your team's a bummer and you're like, hold on a second, like could this be something?
Yeah.
And I think that they need to at least try. I think that they need to at least let him. Let's see what he can do, man. So backup.
So this is a great way to come full circle and get close to closing the show today. You talked about earlier about changing your opinions and coming around. You have more info. I was a naysayer on Shook and the draft. I didn't see it. I watched the film. I saw more bad than good. Maybe I missed the context of like the team he was playing around, similar to what he had this season. But seeing him in this year and seeing him evolved and watching what he did, even in the loss to us, getting blown out, how he played did not contribute to that blowout. He managed the game pretty well. Like it sounds funny saying that despite the score. When you watch him play, they didn't lose because of him. Like he couldn't do anything, sure. But you look at the team around him, like you said, I mean, the one weapon they had healthy, they got rid of and sent to Seattle to screw us. That's fun. Yeah. But he did his job pretty well for a rookie. I think he does a good job leading. And I'm a little bit biased more so for him after having spoken to his former left tackle. He just had nothing but glowing things to say about Tyler Shough. And he's like, I tried telling people that like, no, he can do it. He's a great leader. People are going to see, you know, standard stuff you expect from his linemen, but did a decent job. I'm rooting for Shough. I hope he does it. I think he'd great story if he ends up being very successful.
I was on a stream somewhere. I don't remember who I was with or what I was doing or when it was or anything, but I do remember calling him good luck Shuck. And somebody was like, that's pronounced Shuck. I hate English. And then they disappeared. I never heard from them again. And that's so funny to me. Yeah, Muad'Dib is he's going to his alter ego here. So yeah, I was looking at the quick run over of the still available veteran quarterbacks. There's really not a lot of good pickings here. And if you were to remove a Stetson Bennett from our roster and add him to this jumping, I would say that he's one name that I'd be okay with him. When you look at Cousins, Rodgers, Wilson, which are like the veterans that nobody wants anymore, Tyrod Taylor, Zach Wilson's obviously gone now, Cooper Rush, Jimmy G, obviously that's one, but he's going to be, he's already 34. So we know that that's not a good age to be at when you're trying to be physical and stuff. Brandon Allen, just younger than that. Teddy Bridgewater, probably done, I would say. Brett Rippon, I'd fight him. I'll fight him to keep him up.
I'm laughing at Will's comment. It's true. Why isn't it show?
It should
be.
It's show.
Because every other word, what English rule is it because it's following a
English rules?
Like
English rules?
No. Here's the other frustrating part. So Will's bring up that comment. So there's at least context here.
Yeah.
So the word show, right? It should sound like that because of dough, D-O-U-G-H, dough. Yeah. But what if it's an R? Is it row? Oh, it's rough. It's rough.
What is it? What is the line? It's like the English language is difficult, but it can be understood through tough, thorough thought or something like that. It's like you spell it out. It's like that's the dumbest thing of all time.
Oh, and then right there. Why isn't it shoff? Like cough.
Yeah.
There's cough. Yeah. There's though. T-H. Like pick a lane, Tyler. Just do an announcement.
Get your head out of your ass, Tyler.
Like Travis Achan, because apparently it's Achan now. Yeah.
Oh, what? I know.
Wait, did you miss it? Did you miss that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, you can't just do that. Like, what the dude? You got to say that like introductory press conference. You need to be like, hey, by the way, guys, it's actually Achan. Like, and A-Chain is what Devon is trying to be called. It's like, bro, I called you Achan at Texas A&M for 4 years. What are you trying to do now? You can't do that to me. And the one that I'll give you is that I will fight on is why the hell were we calling him Bijan? That was clearly never his name. It was always Bijan.
It was Bijan. Yeah, I was Bijan on that one.
Anymore.
So for people confused, Trevor Etienne or Travis, I forget which brother it is. Former Jaguars, now Saints running back. He said, it's not Etienne. It's actually pronounced Achan. My favorite reply, my subtle favorite subtweet of the day from that news was somebody saying, screw it. Devon Achan highlights and spelled it Etienne.
Oh my gosh, man. I kind of love it. It is absurd though.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
I don't know, man. It's like, but also, can we just get your name and then call you by the right thing? I don't know why that's so crazy. It's like I don't have access to it anymore. I used to always do the pronunciation guide that the Rams released. They took me out of it though. I'll get back in there. I'll get back.
Oh, I gotta go look. Yeah, I gotta look.
Well, and last year they didn't update it at all. We were still getting some old players in there, but like that's where you get some really good, like anything in there, man. Like even just like Rose Boom was telling you his name and stuff like that. I really like that because then it's them saying it. So it's like that's how I got like Obaniah Okoronkwo, stuff like that. It was him saying it. That it's like, oh, that's how you say it. Okay, cool. You know,
it's actually what if he comes out and says this actually Rosie Baum?
Yeah. Yep.
That's it now.
Rosie Baum for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers officially now.
This show has really gone off the rails. Us unstructured is a nightmare.
Yeah, the second we run out of a plan, it crumbles.
No, we got through the Puka thing, I think, a little bit faster. I thought that would take like a whole half hour. I'm happy that it only took about 10, 15 minutes.
I mean, because what else are we supposed to say about it? We hope he didn't do that. But if he did, then what the hell?
But besides that, rumors, I'd like to save the draft stuff. We can get back into draft things. I got some more stuff for that actually tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like the rumors, like I'm okay with playing in some rumors about what ifs if they do A, B, and C. Like what would that actually look like for the Rams? That could be, are the Rams really not interested in Jeremiah Love? I've seen conflicting reports. Some people are like, oh, there's rumors. Okay. What does that look like? Are they for sure going to draft a wide receiver now?
I think they already should have. I think it's a little bit more, feels a little bit more like maybe we should make sure that's a good spot.
Carnell Tate, just letting you know, we're trading the house. We're going to come get you. Just have your bags packed. Like
Oh man. Yeah. I'd be curious to see if there's any part of the Rams that would be willing to try to make a big name move with the 13th overall pick via trade instead of drafting a guy that high. Because also I think that you can parlay the 13th overall pick into a better player than is available at 13. So because the idea, it's like that, it goes back to that Family Guy meme of like this, we give this away for a good wide receiver, and like that other team would be like, it could be anything, even a good wide receiver, it's like, so it's just one of those things. If you can make sure that you get a guy that you like, you don't do the coin toss on it. So
is that the Family Guy one? Like you want the $1 million or the mystery box? You're like, it could be anything. There could be $1 million in a mystery box. Yeah.
Exactly, man. And that's what a draft pick is. It's a coin toss, man. I don't care how good that player looked in college. I don't care what records they set, what things they said in press conferences, anything. They can be a bummer in the NFL. That's how guys like Puka Nacua drop to the 5th round, and then you pick them up, and then they're awesome and stuff like that. And that's also how you get, Alex Barron and Ty Hill coming to your team, 1st round picks that just never do a damn thing. Just being drafted high doesn't mean anything. You also have to be a good player.
There is actually an update. On the Puka situation from his attorney, a statement. You want me to read it? You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me make sure this is. See attached.
It's just the lawyer being like, "You can tell her." Like,
no, I'm making sure I'm not getting got right now because I just saw it. It just came out about 45 minutes ago. It looks okay. It's not like insane, but yeah, we can talk about it. Okay, so I guess I'll just read it as it is on here because I know it's kind of hard to see. Puka Nacua's attorney, Levi McCathern, I hope I'm saying that right. We are aware of the temporary restraining order filed by Madison at Tiabi against Puka Nacua stemming from a New Year's Eve incident while he was spending time with friends. Let's be clear about what this case is and what it is not. This matter is not sexual in nature, nor does it involve any allegation of domestic violence. If it did, the filings would look very different. They do not. It also doesn't involve any elements of anti-Semitism. A completely sober witness has stated unequivocally that Puka never made the comments, Miss Etienne. So that part, regardless of how you feel about it, is all going to be hearsay because there's no proof to either one. So arguing about it makes no sense. Yep. Recent media reports have included inflammatory and unverified claims by the victim that are flatly inconsistent with the facts. In fact, she continued to spend time with her client after the alleged incident. Conduct that directly contradicts the narrative now being advanced. Just to play devil's advocate, I think that kind of doesn't really mean anything because, yeah, there's a lot of things to that. In the months that followed, our office was contacted with demands for millions of dollars in exchange for not publicizing these allegations. This is not a legitimate legal claim. It is blackmail. That is pretty bold to just flat out say, I think. The timing of the claimant's recent legal action, nearly 3 months after the alleged incident, and just days, I think that's a typo, after JSN's record-breaking contract as a wide receiver, further underscores the complete lack of credibility behind these accusations. Puka denies these allegations in the strongest possible terms. We will be filing a defamation lawsuit and pursuing all available legal remedies in response to these false and damaging claims. Pretty standard stuff, whether they go through with it or not. Yeah. So they're saying false. I mean, obviously that's what their job is, but I think them just saying the name and saying like, nope, this is pure blackmail. They must feel pretty strongly about their case and what this case is and is not, because you usually don't come out and say those things. If there's even, a slippery slope, your client is going to lose a lot of money.
Yeah, it's that's actually really interesting. There's a few really good points in there. I do think that the part of it of this person not removing themselves from the situation, I do think that that's kind of relevant, especially if any part of the claim is that they felt endangered in any capacity. You're kind of expected to, if possible, remove yourself from situations if you feel that you're not in a safe situation. To the best of your abilities, of course. Obviously, If you cannot remove yourself, then that is one thing. But that's where like the assault stuff can get kind of messy. Of like third degree assault. It's like, yeah, is that self-defense? But also, could you have gotten out of there, kind of thing, and avoided the situation entirely? Stuff like that. So there's so many different parts of it. I do like that there's a claim, at least, of somebody saying that saying those comments did not happen. The comment is the part. Well, it all is kind of biting another human being is wild, but like saying that and then biting somebody, it just feels like. And again, I'm not gonna try to say not. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but that was so absurd. You know what I mean? Like
no, but it's a character claim. But just to add context for you, they had said in the original thing that those are two separate instances from the same night. One was at dinner, the comment, and then the bites took place in the car after dinner. So those are separate, which is why I opened earlier with like, what does that have to do with you? Like,
gotcha.
Yeah, like making a rude comment at dinner doesn't mean, okay, give me 10 million or I'm going to go to the news, go to the press.
Well, and then
that part drives me wild.
To kind of piggyback that point there, of like, if this was a money grab, you wouldn't want to say anything because you would want to make sure that Puka gets the biggest contract possible. So I guess if it is a money chase, I'm not sure if that makes a lot of sense to me. That you would hinder somebody's chances of making a record-breaking contract and then also try to pull money from them. Like it feels like it'd be easier if he gets a pretty big signing bonus or something like that, if a money pool is the idea. But again, it looks like it. I mean, the counterclaim here is blackmail and defamation. If there's a person that's able to get, targeted for defamation in an inaccurate way, I think that right now it would be Puka. So I guess that does feel like it could be real. But again, I wasn't there. I don't know the situation closely. I met Puka one time. I've never met this girl. So, and I met Puka in the preseason of his rookie season just to sign my flag real quick. It wasn't like a conversation or like a thing. Like it was just in Denver after the game. But yeah, there's a few different parts of that where it's like, I don't know if that makes perfect sense for the original claim based on JSN getting his contract. I just don't think that would be related in any way. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I guess the next few days, next few weeks, we'll see who's bluffing and who's actually got a legitimate case. Because both sides could be lying.
True.
They could be lying to make money, and then Puka's side could be lying just to be like, hey, I'm gonna also do a court case unless you pull back, because maybe they just don't want it because they don't want the attention, this and that. But ultimately, I just don't think they want it to go to a court, obviously, any kind of trial or anything of the sort. And even though this is nearly 4 months ago, they did have mediation in February, March. They had mediation like a few weeks ago that they said in the original claim.
Yeah, and for it to be 4 months ago, court-related anything,
Always.
if there's anything legally, 4 months ago is actually a minuscule amount of time. This
pretty
could go
fast.
for years, actually. So if it's like a real thing a real incident that they're actually researching and doing detective work on and stuff, it could be years until something actually happens. That's why Stephon Diggs is a free agent right now, because there's still a lot of things going on with that. That was a really long time, way more than 4 months. So
I'm surprised he was at that flag football game. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I was a little shocked by that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But as always, we are only presented with these as facts for now. And we are in peak monitoring the situation season, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're monitoring the situation. I'm monitoring you, monitoring the situation. You're monitoring me, monitoring you, monitoring the situation. And then there's probably everybody else monitoring me, monitoring you, monitoring me. Watch it. What I think I said. There's a lot of monitoring.
I got a terrible joke for us to go out on, by the way. That was told to me. Compliments of the GF. Hey, if you're circling back and I'm touching base, who's monitoring situation?
I don't know.
This is what people tune in for, by the way.
This is it. This is this moment. This is it, guys. This is the build-up. This is what you've been waiting for.
So we're waiting for Joe's return. No, I think that is a good spot for us to call it quits on tonight. Do you have anything else for the lovely folks before we return tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific?
I do not have anything extra right now. I am working on pumping out a few more articles. It's so funny because like I I go back to the article that I was working on this morning, and it was like, ooh, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua in line for big contract. And it's like, all right, this is gonna change. Hold on, let me change let me change course on this article real quick. So ramshowcase.com. We're trying to hammer that pretty a lot more this offseason. So that's where we're at. And I'll get another episode of Ram Showcase out. I think next episode will be next week. I think that's right. So we're in peak off season time, and I do not. I'm an in season kind of guy. You know what I mean? The whole speculation and all that of the off season is not my game. So I just want to talk about games and game previews and milestones and all that good jazz. You know, we're wiggling nicely.
How bad would it be if I told a fan to shut the hell up on Twitter?
I mean, depends on the fan, I guess.
I'll show you off stream.
Yeah. We're ready to list something as we fade off here.
Our favorite Puka Nacua moments.
Not this one. Give me the catch against the Bills sideline. I was there. That was amazing. You could see it. You could see it live, man. Like I was in the 300s, but I was dead down the sideline, and as soon as he put that ball in, I was like, "Oh, that's a catch! Like, for sure, that's a catch." They reviewed it for a while. It was good.
One of the loudest pops, random pops I've heard from like a non like premier game was Week 18 this year. Puka's one-handed catch in the end zone, the Moss. I was underground because I was part of the Corgi show. Remember, I was underground. And dude, the crowd was like reverberating the room through like underground, which is like, it was insane. I was like, dude, that's so loud. It didn't make sense. Like that was incredible to hear that from underground. That was crazy.
Give me the thievery of Mike Jackson catch, that one-hander.
Oh, that's a good one.
God, that was nasty, man. God, I love that catch. It's freaking great.
The San Francisco game on the road. One of the opening touchdowns, him just bodies all over the floor at the goal line, and he's just standing there spiking the ball. Loved it. That was a great moment.